Raila Odinga is in Dubai accompanied by leaders, and they have seen photos of him, Junet, Mohamed, Hassan Joho, among other leaders. But now, while in that place, there have been different reports that Raila Odinga's political handlers who are working close with President Uhuru Kenyatta are working on crashing it down and narrow down to his running mate from central Kenya. And I think that is so important because when Raila Odinga will be making another attempt to climb the mountain, it will be very necessary that he goes there with a running mate in mind. I think the gelling needs time so that when he actually brings the running mate, it will not be too late. In this video, I will going to share with you, we're going to talk about emerging reports of Raila Odinga plans on due date to announce his presidential bid and also perhaps with the running mate. At the Register of Political Parties, the Director of Political Affairs at ODM, who is none other than Junet Mohamed, the Sunai East MP, went and reserved the name Azimio la Umoja as a coalition name. Azimio la Umoja and Coalition for Change, all those two are there. And of course, it is believed that Junet Mohamed was working under directions of Raila Amolo Odinga. They went to Dubai and they're due to come back. They were supposed to be there for 2 weeks. According to reports, and this was actually during to a report that was given by Junet Mohamed, is that Raila Odinga will host a 7,000 delegates conference at the Bomas of Kenya. That one will be on 9th December, 3 days to the Jamhuri Day celebration. Now, that delegates conference, according to reports, is going to attract delegates from within and outside the country. Me and you must believe that it is through such conference, it is through that conference that perhaps Raila Odinga is going to lay bare, or rather is going to announce officially his bid for the presidential race in 2022. That has positive political implications because when he makes that bid, what is going to happen is, I think he's not going to be a contender, but he's going to be a presidential. Raila Odinga's lieutenants are actually making that announcement now. I have some 4 reasons. One, they want to water down, or rather they want to respond directly to Jimmy Wanjigi. Jimmy Wanjigi is also vying for the presidential ticket under the ODM party. And he's also eyeing for the same ticket and have insisted that ODM party must obey the party constitution and host a national conference, delegates conference, which is going to decide or which is going to vote for the presidential flag bearer. And I listened to him the other day. He was speaking in Kasarani, making it very clear that he wants to face Raila Odinga in the ballot. With 7,000 delegates conference, both from internal and external, I want to believe that not all of them are going to vote for Raila Amolo Odinga. But it's only the ODM delegates that are supposed to vote. What only tells you, what this is supposed to show Jimmy Wanjigi, is that ODM have decided that the presidential candidate for 2022 of the party is none other than Raila Amolo Odinga. So this is also a direct response to Jimmy Wanjigi that Raila Odinga is not going to be. And again, I think it's also very bare that Jimmy Wanjigi cannot go to vie for the ODM ticket with Raila Odinga. That is something I think. Third thing, I think he also wants to show in that delegates conference, he also wants to show his international clout. That is why he has actually decided that he's going to do it big. And one of the guests that is expected in that launch is also President Uhuru Kenyatta. Raila Odinga is actually announcing it that and is also making it that way so that he can also show people that apart from just the Kenyan politics, he's also an international leader. And that is why he has opted to attract delegates from within the country and also his friends from the other parts of the country or from other countries. So that is really something that Raila Odinga handlers are very keen on doing. Thirdly, I think this is coming at a point where also some leaders have always been asking a question of in whose hands are we safe? And there is also a question of running mate. So why Raila is also announcing this, and you will realize that from now to that December, there's going to be very many there's going to be a flurry of political activities within the ODM party and within Raila handlers, because they want to create the hype around it. Ngujino Mbugo have been asking, whose hands are we safe? Is it Raila Odinga? Is it William Ruto? Is it Wanjigi? Or is it who? Those questions have all been asked. In whose hands are we safe? And so, I think Raila also wants to answer that question, that people are safe in his hands because he's going to bring in the unity aspect. The unity aspect, he wants to bring all the political parties into it. It also wants just to make sure that they communicate. Raila Odinga, lastly, is in coalition talks with Jubilee Party. And if you want to know this is happening, you will see leaders now making moves, because maybe internally, out of nothing of these things happens in the darkness. Internally, they have realized that there are some really secret talks so that Jubilee Party can merge with ODM. And if that is going to happen, then some leaders may not find their space. So that is why you will see the likes of Anne Waiguru, Keto Ruguru, and other political leaders trying to realign themselves, making very serious political decisions. Either you join Raila Odinga or you join William Ruto. But I know that the moment they will see Jubilee Party supporting Raila Odinga, President Uhuru Kenyatta supporting Raila Odinga, and Raila Odinga getting a running mate from Central Kenya, it will only tell you that that is the moment the political decisions will be made. That, lastly, has been made is also, you know, the One Kenya Alliance are really being advised to support Raila Odinga. That is a move that is being mooted by President Uhuru Kenyatta. But I think by the coming December, that meeting will only be successful after the marriage between President Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Odinga, and One Kenya Alliance is done and dusted. And if One Kenya Alliance supports Raila Odinga, that is where the next government will be formed. If One Kenya Alliance opts to support William Ruto, that is where the next government will be formed. And of course, they are key decision makers in the 2022 general election. In my next video, I will try to analyze the One Kenya Alliance internal politics and how they will play out in deciding who is the next president of the Republic of Kenya.